Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to Late Night with Travis Michelle. I so thank you for coming in today. Woo! We made it through another week from last Wednesday. It was great. We're going to have such a good time tonight talking. The topic is what? Black men are caretakers too. So let me tell you a little bit about Late Night with Travis Michelle. Backside, ugly side of the backstory. And that's just where guests will come on and they share the ugly side. We always want the shiny object. We see people succeed, but you don't know the challenges that they had to face to get there. How about we give the tools? Let's give the secret sauce instead of everybody just seeing the end result, because how you get through your journey is a lot of times more important than the end, getting to the end of your journey and your goal. So make sure you sit back, have your jammies on. For the women, have your bonnet on. Me and my guests, we're going to be looking cute. I'm just saying, because we're on TV, right? But go and get your beverage of choice. Yes, I have my water. You can have your wine, your beer, whatever it is that you like to have beside you. Put them chill in the bed because we have adult talk going on tonight. Please engage. Please share this out to your friends and family. And those of you that are on replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm working on my YouTube. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm just saying. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Let's sit back, relax, forget about everything else that's going on, and we're going to get into it. We have two amazing Black men. And that's the norm, even though society likes you to think that it's not, right? Well, stop it. I'm just telling you, because we have two of them right here. So that means there are more out there. And I know a whole lot of them as well. But I have my co-host on with me today, Michelle Benjamin, who is one of my ride for lives. And y'all, she was on last week. So I'm going to bring Michelle up. Michelle, are you there? Are you ready? Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hey.
Are we going to be on and popping tonight and asking the questions of these
men? We are. This is our opportunity to highlight our Black kings.
Exactly. So my son is Khalik Hobbs, and he was my caretaker. So Michelle is going to ask him questions. And guess what, Michelle, who is your king?
So my king is Harold Benjamin. He is my husband, and he is my caretaker.
Right. So I just thought it was a great idea that this is National Caretakers Month, but it's caretakers every day. But you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And I thought it would be a great opportunity, and especially in these times, because we need to start talking about this more and sharing. When we talk about caretakers, who do you think of? You think of women, right? You think of females only. Well, there are a whole lot of men, other men as well. So we're acknowledging all men. We just talking about Black men today. So y'all just, I know people gonna have comments. Absolutely. But we're talking about Black men today because they're positive. All right. So we're gonna bring them onto the stage. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. I am going to bring Harold Benjamin. Hi, Harold. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thank you so much for coming in. And next we have, yes, Khalik House. That's my baby. That's my youngest, okay? Because I have 3 babies, but that's my youngest baby. So I'm just so y'all know. Y'all hear about it, okay? So we're just excited to have you on. I just want to say hello to Judy Ambrose, Activate Your Faith. Yes, for coming in today. And I see Dr. Joe is in the house. So if you have not subscribed to StreamYard and given them your name, I won't be able to shout you out, and I would really want to shout you out. It's important to me. A lot of people don't do that. I like to, because you don't have to take the time to come on. So Dr. Joe, thank you so much. So Michelle, I'm just going to go ahead and let you start because she's my co-host tonight. See, this is how we do. I don't know about y'all, but this is how we do. So Michelle, go ahead and ask Khalik.
So first, I would like to thank you for this honor and this opportunity. We call ourselves Sisters in Cancer. Me being a breast cancer warrior, you a cervical cancer warrior. We are bringing awareness to cancer in women of color, and not just breast cancer. We're highlighting all cancers that affect women of color. So first, I want to give you your flowers for that. But I also want to give your son, Khalik, his flowers because I've heard so much about you, sir. And I just want to commend you for stepping in and coming from Miami to New York. Because, you know, I know Miami is a lot cleaner, a lot hotter than New York. And coming up here to take care of your mom on multiple occasions and staying weeks and months at a time. It is so much appreciated. And believe me, I hear stories of how much she is so grateful for you and your siblings for just being her ride or die and being there for her. So I just want to give you your flowers. Okay. So we're going to start with the questions. Are you ready? So one thing I want to ask you, what was your first thought when you found out that your mom was diagnosed with cervical cancer? What thoughts ran through your head?
Probably the funniest one is I told when I was my mom, my brother, and my sister, and cervix, like up here or something. Like, what's going on?
Okay.
He thought it was my neck.
Okay, because we actually have a son as well. Our son is 16, and I admire you. When I mean, like, I speak to Travis all the time, and I just admire you. So, you know, I want to kind of pick your brain to kind of get a feel of what our son could be dealing with. You know, having a mom that's battling cancer. So another question I'm going to ask you is more personal. What are some of your hobbies?
Wow. Well, I like to play the guitar.
Okay.
Listen to music, go to festivals. I'm out here in Miami, so you can imagine how, like, all year round there's festivals.
Mm-hmm. You living the life. You living that no kid life. You living that no kid life. What we used to have, right? What we used to have. So what are some of the self-care tips that you use, you know, to deal with your mom's journey and your emotions? Like, what are some of the self-care tips that you use either on a daily basis or some of the self-care techniques that you use for yourself?
Well, I started using a breathing exercise that I picked up from one of my therapists, and it works very well. As far as, like, you know, when you're overthinking and, like, you know, it's natural to have bad thoughts, but just not to actually say them out.
Okay.
To reinforce those good thoughts. But doing so helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, depress and to just giving yourself little wins.
I like that. I like that. So I'm now going to turn it over to you, Travis.
Why, thank you. I'm so proud of you. I'm over here beaming. I'm getting
no crying. No crying.
No crying. I'm getting all flushed and everything. Like, wow. You know, as parents, we pour into our children, right? As they're growing up, praying to God. You don't know how what's going to happen, what they do as an adult, hoping they're listening. Know that they're rolling their eyes behind the back, but you know, Black kids, you ain't supposed to roll them in front of us. But you know, they like in one ear, out the other, and you just never know. Mm-hmm. So when you do it here, like, wow, you're an adult. You actually heard what I was saying. You were watching me. It just feels good. So thank you for that. So, Mr. Harold, how are you this evening up in the NY to the C?
I'm doing well. I'm doing happy to be here.
Good. You know, and I've heard so much about you. And of course, you picked us up from the two wheelchair chicks. You picked us up from the airport when we went to speak at Herpreneur Network, their retreat over in
Alabama.
So that was when I first met you. But, you know, and I want to thank you for always being there for Michelle, like her backbone. Before we even started together on our journey, just seeing you when she's been fighting for the last 2.5 years, like, you were just always there. You just consistent. So I thank you for that. But what I wanted to ask you, and I'm just going to jump right in, being a Black man with a wife who's going through breast cancer, what were your feelings? How did you process what she's going through and then put it next to what you're feeling and how you're going to help her, if that makes sense?
Right. It's hard to say. When I put it next to what I'm feeling, part of it, it's mixed. Part of it is anger. The other part is what can I do to help? How can I learn more about all of this? And just figure out in any aspect what I can do to like move the process along to where she'll have a better experience than I guess what others may have had. Outside of that, as far as processing, I was actually asked this question before. I'm still processing it. It's still happening. I'm not fully there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on. There's a busy life still going on outside of our world within our family. So it's like just trying to all hold it together and juggle it all at once. I'm still in the midst of processing it all.
Thank you for sharing that, because men need to hear that, especially Black men, because we don't want to share our feelings because we don't want to feel weak. But if we don't deal with our feelings, we are weak because we're allowing the feelings to take over because we haven't hit them head on.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about being angry?
Uh, just as I don't know, as a husband and as the person that's designated within a family to be the protector, it's like this is one of those things that I wasn't able to protect her from,
Mm.
and that makes me angry. Um, so because of that, instead of I guess processing the anger in a negative way, I put my anger towards the fight. Uh, Her and I side by side, you know, along with our kids, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna see it all the way through to the end.
Thank you. And I'm glad you shared that. Like, this is no fluff, guys. So if you're here and you're expecting it to be fluff and the soft questions, sorry, wrong show, wrong time. But because our mental health is so important. And if we're going through as the warriors, we know that our family is going through, but you're trying to be strong for us. So sharing this is helping my son because I know he was going through as well and still is. And like, let me not answer the phone or something. I didn't realize that he was tracking me because my alarm went off. My dog triggered it and I didn't have a chance to turn it right off. He's calling me, Mom, what's up? And I was like, oh, what? You're in Miami, but my alarm went off in the house. I forgot, IT man. But so he's always going to be on that alert. All of my children. So thank you for sharing that, Michelle. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, so Khalik, you are three siblings, correct? You have you and your brother and your sister. So, what is one unique thing about you that stands out amongst your other siblings?
Uh, Immediately, no. They both have kids. Otherwise, I mean, you wouldn't know this unless you were in my family, but it was just me and quite a while when my brother, my sister, brother and sister just got older, grew up, and
Mhm.
left, and it was just me and my mom for a while, and we became closer.
Okay. Okay. And what if you can describe your mom superpower, what would it be?
Hmm. I would say it's her strength, but not just like, but yeah, like her to just do it, and that she's proving it to herself, and to overcome those thoughts, feel like you have to be a really strong person inside and by
Good stuff. So now I turn it back to you.
Thank you. And hey, that's my baby. One of my babies. But thank you for that. And I you know, I want to share because it's in his was it Mother's Day this year. He was asked to speak, and they asked if he'd speak about a woman who has made a difference in his life, and he chose me, and I thought that was the biggest honor. And it ended up being like 600 people. I thought he was just going to be like maybe his little group, 20 people, 30 people, 50. He's like, oh no, my 600. And even the vice presidents of his company follow me on social media and know what's going and call him like he doesn't know. You know. But you know, so that's a great honor. So Harold, being such a strong man, being in tune with your feelings, how are you passing that on to Harold the Third, your son?
It's a good question. I often have talks with him, you know, and encourage him to express himself. Well, I mean, if you listen to him tell it, isn't he giving just lectures? Like, it's me just giving him a bunch of lectures. And like you said, sometimes you're talking to your child and you don't know if it's just going in one ear and out the other. But I encourage him, you know, to speak up for himself all of the time, to you know, say how he feels and you know, own what he feels. And we kind of do these exercises like maybe like once or twice a week. We'll just go through the gauntlet of what's he's feeling, how did something that happened at school or something that happened on the way home, how did it make him feel? Does he own that feeling, and how did he figure out a way to express it in a way that's most comfortable to him? So those are some of the things we do, and I guess that's how I'm passing on him owning his feelings onto him, because it was a struggle for me for a long time as well. So yeah.
That's a good response. That's important. Our sons, our men, our lovers, our husbands, our brothers need to acknowledge their feelings and not run from them, and learn how to deal with them in a positive way and not bottle them up. So I commend you for changing that narrative for your son, your daughter as well. I'm getting to offset, but especially right now, we're talking about the guys. For Harold, because Harold the Third is 16.
15.
He's 15 and going on 30. But anyway, he's 15. And it's so important that you are spending that time with him. Even if it seems like he's not paying attention, he is. And he's watching what you do. Sometimes just hearing, but they need to see what you're doing, because we say, do as I say, not as I do. But we really need to be good role models. And you are doing that. Outside of the support you get at home, what other support systems do you have?
Outside of, well, I can honestly say that our family, you know, oftentimes, especially lately, I've been working a lot. I actually got a promotion, so it's like the hours vary. Oh, thank you. And the hours vary from day to day. If I can pick up my daughter, or if I can't, and you know, we have family members that step in and pick her up for us, and you know, on weekends sometimes they might watch her for a little while, and you know, it's important. You know, that village that wrap their arms around you in times like this is very important. So we've been getting a lot of support from the outside for sure.
That's good. Well, I just want to take a 30-second commercial break and say, hey, welcome everybody for joining in to Late Night with Travis Michelle show tonight. Look, I told you it was going to be fire, right? You know, when you come here, you don't get fluff, you get the real thing. That's why I'm a 10 o'clock p.m. chick. and not a 10 a.m. because we need to know the ugly side of the backstory. We need you to tell the truth, no fluff, okay? So make sure that you are sharing this out to other people. For those of you who are on replay, comment, follow, subscribe, be involved. Start looking at yourself and what you can do to be a better you. Because when you're a better you, then that means the people around you are going to be better. So I'd like to just take a moment and say again, hello to Carla Haddon. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming in. Dr. Joe, thank you. Angelique, I see you. Teray, beautiful. So happy you're here. Judy, I see you. And for those of you who I do not have a name, but you're here, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for showing up for yourself. We need to change this narrative about our Black men because it's true. We have a lot of Black fathers in the household. We have a lot of Black fathers who, even if they're not together in the household, that are very active in their children's and their family's life. And we have Black men who are caregivers. With that, I'm going to bring it back to you, Michelle.
So, Khalik, I'm going to ask if you could name a song to describe your mom, what would that song be?
I think I like her intro song for one of her videos.
From one of her TikTok videos?
No. It was an Instagram video made by her friend Kalada.
Oh, Kalada is supposed to be on here too. Hi, Kalada. Oh my goodness, I don't remember which one that was.
The ballad.
Thank you. Was it Mary Mary's?
No.
Where I had the $50 on my forehead?
No,
$100 bill on my forehead. Y'all,
what was y'all doing?
You gotta go to the Instagram.
Turn it back. You had $100 bill on your forehead.
I did. They threw them all over me. I was dancing. Yes, they actually did do that. Yeah, you had to go to the video for that. Hi, Bren. I see you. Go ahead, Michelle.
So, I have a son that's going to be 16, and from a son's perspective, what would be some tips that you can share with me that I can, also pass on to my son as to being a child of a mother with cancer? Certain tips or certain, things that can help him process how he feels.
That's a hard question. I feel like most of the way I am the way what I've done is because of the things she's continuously feed into my head, keeping my head up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember always going to school before I go to school telling me to keep my head up and work time than everyone else. And her saying that to me, who I am, but also strong enough to deal with, what she was going through.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to share with you our son. I see this is our first time actually seeing each other virtually, but our son is actually, you stated that you play the guitar. He is a musical theater student. So he goes to a performing arts high school, and he is an anime fanatic. And he's actually going to Anime Con this Sunday. He went to Comic-Con, what was it, a month ago or 2 months ago? A month ago, he dressed up in cosplay, and Dad dressed up too, and my daughter dressed up as well. So we are a family that encourages, and we support the things that he's into. Even if we are not, my husband plays basketball, so he's a sports fanatic, and our daughter does gymnastics, tennis. What else she does? Dance. She's trying to be the next Instagram, TikTok sensation on YouTube, and she's 5. But we do encourage, him to be his best self. So I just want to thank you for that. And I'm giving you back the floor, Travis.
Thank you so much. So, Harold, since we brought up Osset, because the queen needs her time, the princess needs her time. Okay, she thinks she's a queen already, but the princess needs her time. Osset is 5 years old, everyone. As her dad, as a Black man, what are you instilling in your daughter as she grows up and watching her mom fight as a warrior, as a survivor, as a strong Black woman, from a man's perspective?
Hmm. Oh, so you're asking what am I encouraging in her?
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I think she has a great example. You know, watching her mom fight and be an advocate for what she's dealing with, right? Not being so fearful of it and letting it overcome her, but as I said, being an advocate and flipping the whole situation on its head and taking control of the situation is something that's inspiring to all of us. So, those are the kind of things that, I don't even have to instill. I get to say, look at your mom. And she can draw inspiration from that as all of us have done.
And as a man, what do you want her to draw from you? As a Black man, as a father, because we want her to model that. So, what is it that you, from your male perspective?
Me.
Yeah. You.
Not to date till she's 50.
Yeah, we can get to that. But well, from me is just I got a lot of facets of my personality. I don't spend too much time on that. That's actually interesting. It's a pretty good question. I think what she will get from me is patience. Um, just kind of a rational thought, in a sense. Myself, and sometimes I can be too patient, and sometimes my wife can be not as patient, right? And it's needed. Like every situation doesn't call for patience, right? And sometimes I could be too patient in those situations that don't call for patience. And her mom is like, "Nah, we out. Let's go," right? So it's a little bit the yin and the yang from both sides. I think but for me, yeah, she'll get that patience. She'll get the level headedness. She'll get the rational thinking, and she'll be able to take that with her wherever she goes.
Great. You should see the comments. Father-daughter relationships are so special. Hi, Shani. Teray says dating is a touchy topic for dads. So y'all thought I was going to be easy on you? Not at all. What I would like to do right now, Michelle, is for each of us to, because we're at the halfway point, I'd like us to look at our respective Black men. And I want you to take a moment and pour into him. Tell him, as your caregiver, what it means to you for him to be a caregiver and what he means to you.
Look, he ready. He ready. Look, he's ready. He's ready. Honestly, I have no problem doing this. I actually wrote a post today on this. So this is not just a one-time thing, but I am truly grateful for your patience with me. I know we've been together since I was 18 and I'll be 39. So that's been a long time. And I am a difficult person at times to deal with, but I mean well. And look, don't make the face. And you stuck by me and saw something in me at times that I didn't see in myself. And I appreciate that. Even at times when I was kicking and screaming, you still stuck by me. And even going through this journey and having to have these real conversations within myself, right? Because, one thing I can say about being diagnosed with an illness that can kill you, death is, something that's going to happen to everybody. So, that's going to happen, but you assume that it'll happen when you get older, when you're,
right.
not, or you get sick at 80, and but to have an illness within your body that's taking control of your body and you have no control of it is a scary thing. And you give me the room to be myself and be the weak person that I do have within me. I give an armor of fearlessness in everything that I do. Like I want all the smoke. I'm not playing. Guns out, we can go there, right? But the reality of it is that I'm a person and I'm human. And I have my moments where I am weak. And you allow me to be that person. You allow me to have those moments, and you come and you wipe my tears, and then you go, all right, so what we gonna do about it? Lately, just to share with you guys lately, because unfortunately my cancer has returned. I have to go back into treatment. So lately I've been, saying random things out loud that nobody in my family want to hear. They don't want to hear about preparing for a funeral. They don't want to hear about those words. Like, those words are not to be spoken. And I still say them because it's on my mind. So I'm going to say what's on my mind. And, instead of just shutting me down, my husband just goes, all right, all right, all right. And he walks away. But I know he hears me, and I appreciate the fact that although he's saying, all right, all right, all right, I know he's hearing what I'm saying. And he's understanding that in order for me to fight, I have to also address the parts that are scary. So I appreciate you for that.
Oh, that is so good. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Guys, y'all got to put some comments in there. Those of you on replay, this is real love. This is what Black love looks like. When they talk about what does Black love looks like, and you have all the pictures and they're just hugging and kissing, it's going through the tough times too. Not just the good times, not just when we're lovey-dovey. It's that time when you want to punch each other in the throat, figuratively, right? Because they done got on your nerves and everybody's going in their own corners. So it's my turn now for me to talk to my son. I have two other children, Sasha and Akil, and they have also come and helped as well. It's just that Khalik has stayed with his job and stuff. He was able to come up twice this year, stayed almost 2 months the first time and stayed 3 months the second time. So I want to say to you publicly, because you know how your mom is, I don't mind saying it out loud. I just thank you so much for the man that you've grown up to be. I thank you for loving me, for wanting to be around me as an adult, because a lot of times kids don't, their parents, it doesn't matter, they're deuces, I'm out. And when I remember I was having that poison, yes, it was helping me call chemo. They had just put my IV in and it was going through my veins. And I texted you because for my next round of radiation, I would be in the hospital and I needed help. Again, and I just said, can you help me? Can you come? And you didn't say, let me check my schedule. You didn't say, let me check to see what's going on with my job. All you said was, Mom, give me the date and I'm there. And I so thank you. And every single time, that's what you did. Even though I wanted to like punch in the throat because you were making me, walk when I didn't want to walk. You made me eat when I did not want to eat. You put up with me in my darkest hour. And for a child to see their mother, who is a strong woman, be at 100 most of the time of her life, to go down to minus 100, and you just didn't stop loving me. You just stayed there. You did whatever it took. The Instacart. I mean, let me tell y'all something about these Black. He is a good catch, okay? I'm just saying. This bruh, he was like, oh, yeah, let's call. I need to get a housekeeper in so we can do a thorough clean. I mean, and then he was washing clothes. He did everything in the house. Thank you for being my son, for choosing me, right? And allowing me to love you and you love me just unconditionally. I just think I'm just proud of you. And I wish nothing but the best for you, because I can say all of my kids are special. I don't really have any favorites. I've never been that type. But with different circumstances, you just You were just like right there. Your brother was like, I'm getting ready to just take the baby and we coming up there. And you were like, no, Akil, I got it. I'm going to go up and take care of mom. And to know, you know, my daughter like taking me to chemo and radiation. So I'm just proud of you. Thank you. Continue being the strong, beautiful, handsome man that you are. Mommy loves you. Okay, enough of that. Y'all ready? Woo, I got through it. See, my eyelashes still on. I ain't cry, Collado. You said don't cry. I ain't cry. Joe was like, don't cry. I ain't cry. So, Michelle, go ahead. It's your turn.
So now that we're getting towards the end, I'm just going to ask some questions about what are some of your dreams and aspirations. It's going to be about you, not about, being a caregiver, because I want to make sure that we highlight that, oftentimes caregivers is all about the person they're caring for. And the reality is that you are still a person and you matter. So, we spoke about some of your hobbies. What is on your bucket list?
Not too, Colombia is probably going to be my next step next year.
Okay.
I always wanted to do always wanted to go to Ivory Coast as well, Africa.
Okay.
But I guess the next venture would be possibly real estate. But international real estate. I wanted to go to Colombia and as well, and just experience that lifestyle and see if that's something that I would like.
Okay. I like that. I like the fact that you want to travel, and I like the fact that you have no children. Like, we actually envision our son being this way, the backpack guy that just packs a bag and just gets on a plane and just explores life. We want him to be like, we already told him he cannot stay in New York for school. Like, that's not happening. He's going away. Not the 6 train away, not Amtrak away to school. And he's going with a smart car. So he can't have no friends, that he's driving around, just himself, straight college life. He's going to learn the hustle and bustle because his dad went to Morris Brown. And so he knows he had the struggle. He got to understand the struggle. But we want him to have the struggle with a foundation. And so I appreciate the fact that you are living your life, and you're traveling and seeing the world and knowing that the world is just not, what's around you is much bigger. So I applaud that. I applaud that. And what would be a bucket list that you would suggest for your mom?
Oh.
Good question.
Bucket list for my mom. My mom's done so much.
You trying to say you done? You got more to do.
But she's traveled so much. I would want her to come through to be in the of her choosing.
Okay.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey.
Okay. All right. I turn it back to you.
Thank you for that. Yeah, something that people don't know. So my children grew up traveling. Like, their dad and I was a little bit spoiled. Their dad is a lot older than me, so I was a little bit spoiled. And so that meant if it was snowing or cold outside, I wanted to be in the islands. And we were in the islands. So they've been to Brazil. They've been out of the country, had a passport all over their whole life. And then as a travel nurse, Khalik traveled with me everywhere. He did, and my dog Spice. I packed them up in my car, and we've lived in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Manhattan, all over. So he's used to it. And then he went into the service, and that's what I wanted to say too. Thank you so much for your service, because he was in the military, as was his dad. So he's used to like picking up and going. And um, I'm just proud of that. So, Harold, now I would like to know, what plans do you have for yourself? This is aside from Michelle. What plans do you have to take care of you? And I don't mean getting your beard done, your head done, and massaged. No, no, no. Really, what?
Um, I have well, there's a lot of things. Like I'm involved with a lot of stuff. And it's like I'm trying. I've always been, trying to climb the ladder. Not just at my job, but outside of work, doing community things. Within my community. Things kind of came to a halt with everything that's going on with us now. But yeah, I have goals to. Michelle and I have goals to travel. We wanted to take the whole family to Africa. Actually to
Ted,
Ghana.
I said you.
Oh, just me. Oh, just me.
You want to go to the NBA, okay?
Right. So
You
the
want to
thing
go.
is, like, the plans that I did have for myself kind of like merged with plans that for our family. It's nice. It's not, it hasn't been about me for maybe about 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being totally honest. So any plans I have in regards to moving into real estate, uh, figuring out my stock portfolio and all the investments that I want to make on that, and have all surrounded my family, and trying to put us in a better position. So solely for myself, man, sorry, man, don't even exist no more. It's over, baby. It's over.
Okay,
It's
well,
over.
okay. What I'm going to say, because guys, if you don't know, but now you know, Michelle and I are mental health coach and advocates. So that's just not going to be a good enough answer to fly here. And we have some therapists here, Dr. Joe on. Look, I'm just going to say that ain't going to fly. So whether it's you taking a week, even if you go for a day and spend a day doing something you want to do with the guys or by yourself, you can't
Oh, that's
say
what you
that
mean.
every
Okay, I
second.
mean, yeah. Well, yeah, of course. All right, so all right, that's what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I try to go and that's my release, like playing basketball, recreational with a group of guys that I know that still play from our college days. That's doing that once a week is it kind of recharges me. Of course, hanging out with my friends. I haven't done so much lately, but yeah, that usually recharges me as well. Going out on the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I prioritize that. Like, I'm not letting anything get in the way of that. To be quite honest with you, I thought you meant other stuff, but yeah, that for sure, for sure.
Oh, okay. Now that we're clear. All right. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. What? Okay. So that's good. Um, I'm gonna let it shoot it right back to you. We're gonna do popcorn back and forth. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so now that your mom has went through one of the most difficult times in her life, right? And she is a national bestseller. She has books that she's working on, new books that she's going to be publishing, and she just graduated from Greenheart University to be a certified mental health coach and advocate. What are some of the things that you believe that your mom could utilize her skills and gifts to walk in her purpose?
Wow. With that question, wow. I would say, hmm, a, a big, what
Mhm.
I say, her, getting herself onto a bigger stage, or uh, building that audience to speak out, and to just spread to everyone, into the youth as well. Everybody's going to grow up one day and not think about taking care of themselves.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that. Because your mom, you know, her W-2 is nursing, right? But your mom has so many gifts. And I, you know, one of the things I tell people, even for myself, that sometimes our struggle brings us into our passion and our purpose. And you know, me and your mom have been connected at the hip, especially throughout this cancer journey, but it's also inspired us to make a difference and leave a legacy. Because the reality of it is that we're in a marathon and we're just holding the torch, and we have to do our part. So, you know, she has her Boss Up with Confidence book. You know, she has her, there we go. See? Represent. You know, she has her speaking engagements that she speaks on, her, you know, her panels, her you know, her academies that she's starting up, mental health workshops she'll be doing. So the reality of it is that this is just the beginning. And you know, sometimes life obstacles makes us feel stagnant and feel like we are not going to grow from it. So I just want to, you know, I appreciate the fact that you see that also, because your mom is doing the damn thing despite what she might be going through.
Thank you.
She's doing the damn thing.
Thank you.
Back to you.
So I want us to say where we can find each other, where you're from, and we already know that we're authors because someone else is an author here, and that is Michelle
Yes,
Benjamin.
I am.
Yes, I'm so excited.
National bestseller.
So we want to stay in contact. But before we do that, I would like Harold, give us a word of advice that you would give to other men and other young men that are listening or that will come across this YouTube.
What advice I would give them in regards to, I guess, what we're discussing now, or just in general?
What we're discussing now and in general, they need both.
Well, in regards to what we're discussing now, I would say, you know, to being that support person, you know, is it can be difficult at times. But if it's for a loved one, someone that you love, I would say just be there for them in any capacity that you can be, and just be that support person that's in their corner as much as you can, as much as you know how they say your cup runneth over. All right, well, whatever's in your cup, which you can spare, you know, I would say do that. And in general, you know, damn, in general, that's a hard question. I have to get back to you on that one on general because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'll get back to you on that one on general.
Oh, it sounds like somebody needs to come back on their own. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I'll get back to you.
Okay, that's right. You know what? I'm going to jump to you, Khalik. Same question.
Repeat that question one more time.
Yes, as a caregiver, as a Black man, as a caregiver, and as a Black man, what message would you like to share with other men and other youth?
I would say if you're gonna be vulnerable with anyone, be vulnerable with the person that you're taking care of.
Oh, wow.
I know it wasn't easy for me. A dad, military dad, and then going to the military myself, and you know, there's not much vulnerability in there. We do get close, you know, with each other, learn each other, like be basically closer than brothers and sisters. But not every day that you do that. I feel like
Your connection, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I feel like that. I don't know where I left off. I feel like if you be vulnerable with anyone, you should be vulnerable with your caretaker, and to learn that you shouldn't take everything that person says to heart, because you should always put yourself in and that rock for them, to be that shoulder to lean on.
Thank you. And he did, because I said all kind of stuff. And I'm telling y'all, Michelle knows how it is. We get this brain fog and we be talking and we think we know what we're talking about because it's making sense to us at the time. Harold and Khalid could be like looking, breathing. Khalid would just walk away. You guys don't know that I stutter. Well, because of the medication, I stutter, except when I'm under pressure, like going on shows or speaking on stages, I don't stutter. Yeah, we're working on that. And he would finish my sentences, or I would say things and he would be like, Ma, I just told you that. Well, I don't remember it. You know what I mean? And they just have such patience. But he's true what he's saying about the vulnerability, because Khalik was not one to like really share a lot of his feelings, you know, at all. And that military, and his father military, it was tough, but he has learned to really, he's allowed himself to do that. He knows how to do it, but he actually allowed himself to. And we talk several times a week. And then we have one day a week where we're usually on the phone for like 1 to 2 hours. And we don't even realize it's that late. And we're just yapping away. And you know, so being vulnerable, Black men, it's okay. You just have to be careful who you're vulnerable with. But as when you're taking care of us, we need it, because we be a hot mess sometimes, and it's okay, but you love us anyway. So I thank you for that. What I want us to do at this point, thank you everyone who has come on tonight and spent the evening with us. We really appreciate you. But I've been putting up where to find Harold. It's www.ballercitybasketball.org. And he's really very active in Harlem with the youth. And that's so important because our children need it. You know, all children need it. But we're Black, so we're talking about our Black kids, okay? I'm just saying. And our Latina, all right? Our children of color, they need to see Black men in those positions. So you can definitely find him there. And Khalik, we have him over here, IG, on KUH_LEA Key, LK. See what I'm talking about? Key, because I'm thinking in my head, I call him Leaky. So anyhow, yes, you can find him over there. And you know what? He is also so present in his nephews and nieces' life. Like the 4-year-old Christian, y'all, everybody knows Christian too, but he will, on his iPad, he just calls him. Like he checks on everybody in the family and knows the numbers, which is really something because he's still learning to read. But he will just call, and then you have to be on the phone with him forever. We also have our best-selling author, Michelle Benjamin, Fearless Warrior Project, LLC. Can you just briefly tell us what the Fearless Warrior Project is?
So the Fearless Warrior Project is my organization. It is a representation of me, but it's also an organization that is focused on helping cancer survivors and warriors to rebuild their mental and emotional health. So we do coaching workshops. We have a signature program called Warrior, which is an 8-week program to help rebuild and reimage and understand the new normal of dealing with cancer. So how do you embrace your new normal? How do you embrace that your hair doesn't look the way it used to? You know, your eyebrows fall out. You know, a lot of times I always tell people, doctors can tell you how the medication will make you feel. They don't tell you how you're emotionally going to take it. They don't, they can't explain to you how that feels to wake up and you go like this and your hand has your hair is in your hand, or that you have to remove body parts in order to survive, but you have to now look at yourself in the mirror and see and be okay. You're supposed to be okay with that. That's a lot. So those are just tools that I offer as a building of confidence, because it's important. that we love ourselves regardless of how we look.
And can we see your book? And you tell us where we can
Yes.
find.
So this is my book. I suppose it's an anthology that I am a part of. My chapter is dedicated to my 5-year-old daughter, Offset. And it can be found on Amazon, but also on my IG page as well. You can purchase it directly through me and get an autographed copy as well.
Thank you so much. And she's on stage. She'll be on stage as speaking too. So this just beware of that.
Yes.
I'm Travis Michelle, as my son put up, Boss Up with Confidence. It's a journal that I published during my 3rd week of radiation and chemotherapy. And I'm really proud of that because that it was a lot. It was a lot. And if I didn't have those people in my corner who were pushing me, Michelle was on me. And I say on me because I wanted to like call the C card. I have cancer, go easy. But I said, no, I want to publish this by the end of the year. And they made sure that I did. So I have the WALK method, WALK, which W, willing participant, A, action steps, L, love yourself. And that's through forgiveness, which leads to freedom, and redemption is walking your journey. And K, kicking butt unapologetically. So we need to write down our feelings, but instead of just giving you a blank journal and saying, write your feelings and you're all over the place, this kind of reels you in. I just give you an example, and then you can flow through it. And you may be in different stages. I'm not doing my program right now. I do have very select, like maybe 2 slots that I would take for one-to-one coaching, but my mainstay is speaking. If you want your stage lit on fire, if you want to have the truth told and have my, it's done through my experience, but in a positive way, so that you can walk in your power, so that you can be empowered, not so that you hurt other people, but that you help other people. But first, it's you looked at yourself. Preach. Make yourself a priority, then you can go off onto the world and help other people. So if you're looking for that, hey, I'm your speaker. That's Travis Michelle. You can catch me on IG at Travis Michelle, Late Night with Travis Michelle. Also, I have my Instagram at Travis Michelle, and you might, I will put in here my email. So I really thank you. And I will be on stages, y'all, again, because, I've already been on stages internationally as well. But it takes time to come back. And guess what? Michelle and I are here because you have to live until you're buried. So Michelle, would you give us some parting words and then I'll close this out?
Love yourself first. And it's okay. No is a full sentence. I tell that to everybody. And I've been saying no a lot this week. I've been saying no a lot this week. One thing I will say, and this is just, transparent. When you are in the process of healing yourself, you start to shed dead weight. And when you shed that weight, saying no, just like this, nope, with no explanation, it feels good.
Yes, it does. I thank you for that. Because, that's really important.
And I would say Harold has been telling me that for years. Because he's quick to say no about everything. But I am finally following instructions. I'm listening.
Well, Harold, Khalik, can I just say I am so proud of you. And let me tell y'all something. I just said to Khalik, you think you'll be on? Would you be a guest? Okay, Mom. What day? What time? That's it. Not I have to check. Nothing. I was like, Michelle, do you think Harold will do it? Yeah, he'll do it. He'll be excited to do it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they really have our back, our front, our sides, our top, our bottom, right? We may be all over the place in our own little heads, and everybody else, our presentation, right? Isn't it great? We're beauteous, but inside we'll be like, what am I doing? What am I saying? And they get us together. They keep us together. I love you both dearly for that. I mean, just to see the 2 of you on here giving of yourself. It's 10, almost 11 o'clock at night, and you have to get up and go to work. You have other things you have to do, and you guys have sat up here and answered questions. And you know what? It wasn't fair. Okay, Khalik did ask me, like, Mom, what are the questions? I was like, we're not going to tell you. You just have to just relax and answer them, right? And you did. Thank you so much. Because even though Michelle and I are going through, we're warriors. And that's why I like to say warrior as opposed to survivor, because how you survive, you can be a hot mess and survive. But once you're diagnosed, whether you're in remission, they say it's gone, you're metastatic, you're always fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It never gives up. It never goes away. And one thing I would like to share to those of you who don't know what to say to someone who's going through cancer journey or have been through their cancer journey, you don't have to try to make us feel better. It's not your job to sit there and, oh, you'll be okay. No. Sending a text, just giving a phone call, how are you? Y'all said, like, what's your Instacart? People flew up. Just those small things, just a listening ear. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. It's just that you're around, that you say, you're there for us. That's important. So you don't always have to have the right words, okay? But that comes with being comfortable with yourself. And then you can also be comfortable with other people. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on here. I so applaud you. Everybody applauds you. We have our heart. Make sure that you follow Khalik on Instagram. And yes, he's a speaker, so he'll come and speak. I'm just throwing him out there because you know what I'm saying? Paid speaking is it's about that life. Harold Benjamin, y'all told you how to fought with him on Baller City 125. He'll come out and speak because we need these positive role models to come out and speak. It's great to have. Absolutely. Go ahead.
That's the one thing.
Sure.
Okay. I also wanted to say that this weekend we'll be in grand houses in Harlem, and we'll be giving out turkeys to people in the community. So if anybody's listening and want to pick up a turkey, and we have any left, come on out. Grand houses, 123rd Street and Amsterdam Avenue. And outside of that, I just thought about the answer to the other question that I said I was going to get back to you about. It just came to me, right? So in general, I would say to young Black men, treat your other brothers like family. I feel if you treat other brothers like family, you have more energy and more space for conflict resolution. So yeah, treat your brothers like family, and things will tend to work themselves out.
All right. Thank you.
Drop that, Drew, Black man.
I want to take the opportunity. Khalik, do you have anything you want to throw up in there and add to that? I'm just saying, because he threw the that was Harold. That wasn't me. He threw that torch on you, not me.
Let that torch.
Guys, it has been so much fun. Thank you so much, everyone. Make sure that you get your mammograms, that you get your prostate. If you're between 9 and 45, get your HPV vaccine. Women, go and get your pap smear every year. It's very important. Breast and the gynecology, it goes together. It really does, because a lot of times have breasts and then they end up with ovarian or cervical. And we want to have prevention and early detection, right? So that means you go to the doctor. And if you don't like the doctor, switch them. You ain't got to stay with that one. I'm just saying. That'll be for another day, another topic. But anywho, thank you again for Late Night with Travis Michelle. We'll be back next week, Wednesday. What time? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same channel. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube. We are getting it fixed up. I'm just so excited about that. And like I said, let's stay in contact. Let's stay in touch. Remember, you are a priority and you matter. Tell a Black man a positive saying. Acknowledge him. Tell him that he's doing good. And you don't have to know what it is. Just tell him he's doing good. Let's forget the negativity, because our Black men, we need you just like you need us. I'm Travis Michelle. Hey, y'all, too much for some. Not enough for others. But guess what? I'm always just right for me. So until next week, good night.